guys, welcome back to the Story People channel. If this is your first time here, hi, welcome. It's so good to see you. My name is Sophia. This is...
I'm Lord Josh. Hi. If you're joining us for the first time, we are doing these videos to tell you our journey, how we met. We talked about that in the last video. What we're friends for a long time. What changed? Why did I decide to ask her out? Why did she decide to say yes? We talked about all of that in the previous video, and we ended up on the point where I was going to tell you about telling my dad about her. Now, go and watch the previous video, but so that you don't have to stop this video to go back, let me just give you the gist. So my parents attend a very, very conservative church. We are both Christians, in case you didn't see that from our video, but we attend different churches from our parents. We attend the same church, but our parents attend like two different churches. And my own parents' church, they are very conservative. Don't wear jewelry, don't wear makeup, don't wear pants as a lady, and all of that. So telling them that this was the girl I wanted to marry was a bit of a struggle for me. Well, I knew how to do it because I couldn't get married without my parents, but I wasn't so sure how they were going to react. Yeah, so that was where we ended last week. So today we're going into telling you how we met each other's parents, how our parents met each other, how everything was so different from what we expected, and let's go. So from the last video, I mentioned that my parents were in town. They are not in the same city where I live. So they were in town for something at the time. I think maybe a wedding or something. And so they were going to travel back. So that day, I knew I had to just tell my dad this was my chance to let him know about this girl. We had already started dating. So that morning, I went to the room. Daddy, okay, so I have something to tell you. And I said, okay. So I said, I'm getting married. And I told him something else. We'll gist you that later. So I told him two things. I'm getting married. Also, so did I even give him a date and everything. So we were just smiling. Of course, they had been telling me to get married for a while. I mean, yeah. I'm not 20. So, so he just smiled. So I started telling him the story that I've already told you in the last video. Who the girl was, where I met her, how I prayed, how I was convinced, and everything. It was just nothing and listening. There was something on the bed, so he was forming distracted, but he was so not distracted. So he was listening to me, I told him all of that story, and then he said, okay. That I remember he wrote a book. We don't have it's somewhere in the house. So maybe when we are editing this, maybe we'll put it there. But if we don't, anyway, he talked about some things that you're supposed to check, some tests, to know if the person is the one. So he told me to get the book, so I got the book, he opened it. So I can't list all the tests now, but they were all P's. There was something like passion test, that do you love the person? There was peace test, do you have peace about it? There was pastor's test, do your pastors approve? There was parents test, said we should pause on that one, that's what we are doing here. So your parents need to approve. There was patience test. The person telling you must do it now, let's get married in 1 month. But he said from the date I gave him, looks like we're a bit patient, so that's okay. Do you remember any other one?
No, I'm just smiling.
Yeah, there was physician's test. That is like.
Oh yeah,
Are you? What's your genotype? Story. Side journey. So.
I like side journeys.
When I asked her out, before she said yes, of course. Okay, let me just be upfront. I am AS. Well, I was at the last time I checked. So I knew that no to AS, like, forget the law, forget the God said. AS, nah.
Not happening.
No, not happening. So I knew that, man, that was always a challenge. You fall in love, and as you're falling in the love, you pray, God, let that be AS. Let that be AA, sorry. So I chatted off that day because I knew that, man, before she says yes, before this thing starts progressing, let me find out. I just told her, so I'm AS. So, what's your genotype? She said...
We're chatting, by the way.
We're chatting, yeah, it was on WhatsApp, we're chatting. So I said, so what's your genotype? Or she said, that... She very said I prayed. That won't God perfect it? So that gave me some kind of, okay, this answer sounds like, okay, But then she said... What did she say?
Okay, when he asked me, he went away to YouTube because he was afraid of what my answer would be.
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't wait for the answer.
He went away.
Immediately, I ran away for a bit because my heart was doing kish, 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 kish.
So I said I was AS.
Yeah, basically, that's what she said. Said she was AS. No, she didn't say it directly like she was AS. She said, so what she tells me she's AS, that will I go away or something. I said, we'll go and pray now. I'm going to change it. You know, but I wasn't sure. She didn't say it like 100%. So a part of me was saying, is she AS? Is she AA? So for a while, we still continue, just continue talking and left that part until one day, later, she and her sister cooked up that, okay, let us have mercy on this guy and just let him know. So before she now told me she was AA. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that was one of the tests, physician's tests to check if you are medically compatible. You know, so all of those things, he asked me, all of them were, of course, they were tick, 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 tick. So I told him that, well, Daddy, this girl is not of course, he knew. I told him from the start that she attends my church, so he knew that she was not deeper life and everything. So he asked me what is her full name. Immediately asked me what's her full name. I knew what he wanted to do. He wanted to go and check Facebook. So I gave him the full name. But a part of me was still feeling, see, this is my baby. She rarely wears skirts. I don't want to say never because she does, like once in a year. But she barely wears skirts. She's always wearing. But I also knew that there's nothing he will see on her Facebook apart from the dressing that will turn him off. She's a good girl, very, very good girl.
Aww.
So I think by the time I came back, or maybe the next day or that day, I'm not sure, he was like, okay, can they meet her? I'm like, no, too soon. Like, even me myself, I was not mentally prepared for them meeting. So he said, all right, and then they traveled. This is what got me. There was no process of acceptance. You know how you say, let me go and think about it, and then they'll come back 2 weeks later, we are not sure, and there was no process. Now, of course, he didn't say from the first day that, oh, yes, oh, daughter-in-law, bring her home. He said he wanted to meet her. And he called, apparently he called a few people that he saw they were mutual friends that he knew. And say, this lady, how is she? And, no, she's a good girl, you know. And everything like that went. Until they talked, until she eventually came and met them. That was when he now told us the full story. So, tell them the story, how you met my parents.
So, we set a date to go and meet his parents. And that day, before that day, when we went to see our pastor, right? Before that day, even before we went to see our pastor, there was a time I was spending some time at their place. That's my pastor's place. And one of my sisters in church was going to see her own mother-in-law to be at the time. And he was giving her advice not to wear trouser or, all of those things, just because you don't want to offend somebody else's face. That there was really no need. They might know that you do these things, but you don't have to carry yourself and wear like that. So I just heard that. And I was like, oh, wow, wisdom. And at that time, he was not anywhere in sight, actually. But I just felt that made sense. So when we were going to see him, I was like, definitely, I was not going to wear trouser to go. And then he's like, don't even wear this your gold hair. Oh. There's no need. There's no need. So I like wearing some color in my hair. So I had one hair like that. I had color. So he's like, don't wear that one, do this one. So he just said, there's no need to put in their face. Just, they know that you wear trouser, quite alright, but you don't have to, present yourself like a wobe when you go there. So anyways, we went, bought a nice dress, and like he was saying, I don't wear skirts or dresses like that. The only dresses I have, I think, are uniforms. So I had to borrow a dress for my sister because I did not have.
Thank you, Stephanie. God bless you.
God bless you for that dress. So I got there and I was received with so much love, I was welcomed with so much, there was so much hospitality in the air. We talked, and then he went through the piece, he went through with me too. And basically he just talked around the fact that it was God ordained and everything. I felt really loved. And then at the end of all the talk, the mother started singing welcome song for me. You are welcome in the name of the Lord. Anyway, after all of that, there was hugging, there was pictures, and then there were lots of gifts for me.
For her, not for me. I got nothing.
You got nothing.
I got her.
Yeah. So because of that, I have to receive all the gifts.
Yeah. I got the best gift.
Oh, so sweet.
Yeah. So you would think that seeing the way God helped us with meeting my parents. I would just trust that meeting our own parents would be very smooth. But this brother had no faith. I was really nervous about meeting her dad. And like most guys that are married know, the person you are nervous about meeting is not the uncle, it's not the mom, it's not the siblings, it's usually the dad. I hope that my daughter's future husband will not feel that way about meeting me, but there's just something about dads. They are just afraid of meeting them. So, so her dad was not in town too, and she had not even told her dad officially that I'm dating somebody. So that was the first ordeal we had to cross.
Yeah.
Her dad gave her a task to perform, something to do. He was supposed to edit and review a book. But this babe will not do the work. And she knew that if she didn't do the work and she called her dad, the first thing we ask is, how about the work? It's not as if she just intentionally left it. There was a lot to do at the time, actually.
Thank you.
So, anyway, so that happened. And I just kept telling her, babe, tell your dad now, tell your dad. Say, I have to finish this work. Eventually, I just said, see, me too, I know English small.
You
bring
know
the
English well, forming ability.
Yeah, anyway. Ability, yeah, I know English well.
So when he was like, give me, let me do this for you, I'm like, yes!
That's what she was waiting for all along. We were supposed to do, anyway, I did the work, eventually edited it and reviewed it. So she sent that to her dad.
And then
so eventually she called her dad.
him.
Very short conversation according to her.
Yeah. I'm like, hello daddy. I'm like, yeah. I said, so I think I found somebody I think I want to marry. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, okay, so it's like, we'll talk more when I come.
That was it. Very short.
Yeah, when dad came and he
yeah.
called me, like, let's talk about our conversations. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you say you want to marry me? I say, why? I said a bunch of things that I probably cannot remember right now, but they made sense a bit then. He's like, do you love him? I say, yes. I say, how do you know? And I'm like, so I don't know. I don't love him.
Yeah. So eventually the day came when we were supposed to meet. So Shogo was in town too. Shout out to Shogo. Shogo was in town, so I said, man, I'm meeting my future father-in-law today. So we went to a store. We not do free ad for them. And he got a bottle of wine, put it in one nice package like that.
Yeah, very nice.
And then I went to the house. I sat down gently on one cushion chair. I was nervously waiting for the entrance of the man. So he entered. I'd never met him before, actually. I'd seen pictures, but never met him before. Mm-hmm. I'd met our mom separately, but not
She's
him.
Sweet mom.
Yeah, your sweet mom. So he entered, and as a properly trained Yoruba boy, I just went frustrated.
Get up.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. I was like, oh no, get up. We'll have plenty of that in the future. I was like, oh, okay, awesome. So I sat down. So there's this chair.
Yeah.
In their living room. It's different from the set. It's not part of the set. It's like what fabric is that in? What material?
I have no idea.
It's not cushion like that. So
it's not this foldable kind of chair.
Exactly, collapsible chair. So it was there in the living room. So he now said, no, stand up, sit on that chair. In my mind, I was like, hot seat. I don't enter today. I mean, I had this that prof can ask questions. So in my mind, I was thinking, what kind of question can he even ask me? I didn't prepare because I didn't know there was nobody gave me past question. There was no series. There was no nothing like that. So I just sat down waiting. So he said, the first question he asked me, so what are your plans? Please tell me. How do you answer that question?
What comes to your mind?
What are your plans for the future? What's your 5-year goal? Where do you expect yourself to be in 20 years? I didn't know what to ask. What are your plans? So after thinking, the thing my brain could come up with is, he said, I want to marry your daughter. He said, and this is what shocked me. He said, I already know that. I mean, what are your plans for the wedding? Wow. That blew my mind.
It was blown.
It did not ask me any question about where do you work? How old are you? How much do you make? How much is your bank account? Have you seen dollar before? How many dollars you travel out of the country? He didn't ask me any of those questions that I expected. And he just said, so what are your plans for the wedding? We just went straight into talking about the wedding and everything. It was awesome. And when we were done, I was like, stood up, said, thank you, sir. He was like, oh, no, come. He hugged me. Oh, my Jesus.
And then when you hugged him, we were all not expecting the hug. So we're like,
It was saying, I said, look at him, he's shocked.
bring phone, let's take picture of this. We need to put this out there, and then nobody could quickly
There
get
was no
phone.
phone,
So
then-
he's like, "Do you want to take a picture? Okay, let's
Let's
do the hug again."
Oh,
Then he
yeah.
came.
Oh Lord, it was dope, and it made things smoother. And to be honest, that's kind of how the relationship between our families went
Just-
from that point. Like meeting my parents, meeting our parents. It was just everything was good. It was good. You know when you say God went before you and just made things easy. That's what happened for us. And for that, Father, thank you.
Glory to God. After those meetings, we just proceeded straight to introduction,
Yeah.
and then to traveling to my hometown to see extended family.
Yeah, and I think at this point I should mention for people outside Nigeria, maybe this might not mean a lot to you. If you are like American, everybody is American. Even if you are from Texas, you are from DC, whatever, wherever you are from, you are American. In Nigeria, we're not like that. We have like maybe 200 and something tribes or more in Nigeria. Sorry, I might Google that and find out the real number. But we have several tribes in Nigeria, and all of us like to stay in our tribe. I don't know why, but that happens a lot. People just expect you. I'm a Yoruba guy. As a Yoruba guy, marry a Yoruba woman. She's Ebira. That's her tribe from Kogi State. If you're Ebira, just stick with it. So, but I mean, I did not consider that she was Ebira for a while. It did not even occur to me until the day I was talking with a friend of mine, and I said, so he said, so when I told him, Sophia, no, he said, hey. He asked the question. He said, which one do you think will bother your parents more? The fact that she's not deeper life or the fact that she's Ibira? Well, she's Ibira. Okay. I'd never considered it. It didn't occur to me. It wasn't a problem for me at all because, I don't know, it wasn't. So, but at that point, I now realized that, come on, that's true. I mean, when I go to their house sometimes, they speak their language. I don't understand anything. You can imagine when they are talking, I'm just like, I know they are not selling me. I know they are not selling me. I mean, she will not be involved in selling me. So that was
sure?
the. I know you cannot sell me. So all of that happened, and then, well, she speaks Yoruba fluently and she understands, so she doesn't have that problem when she comes to my house and everything. So she speaks Yoruba. She spoke with my grandparents that don't speak English. She was able to communicate. Thank God our own grandparents can speak English and Yoruba.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to talk to them too. So, but that inter-tribal thing, somehow was not an issue for us. Well, until I went to the hometown and I got there, this is, they call, Ibrahim name is Oiza's husband though. So I had to be greeting people up and down, they had a little ceremony. They did not even accept me. They sang Ibrahim songs throughout, asked me to come and dance. And the good thing was, everybody testified that I repped.
He's a natural.
I repped. Like they said, did
to
you
be
learn
that.
it? And everything. I was like, no, it's God gave it.
And that's it. It was just fluke.
It wasn't fluke.
It was fluke.
Because at the engagement, they said it again. That I danced the step where I was like, yeah,
Congratulations.
I'm proud of myself. Anyway, so that happened. At the end of the day, it was a very cool meeting, and that was the time our wedding was postponed for the first time.
Okay, now everybody knew about us, both our parents, our pastors, pretty much everybody. We had this discussion one time that are we going to have a secret relationship whereby they'll just announce that Joshua and Sophia are getting married, and everybody will be like, when did you guys do it? And it did not happen. Like maybe 2 weeks into dating, like, the whole world.
Everybody knew.
Because this man here could not help himself. He was struck, smitten by me. Anyways, so that happened, and if we're attracted to each other before, now that it was legal, we could legally be attracted to each other. Guess what is happening inside now?
In our next video, we'll be telling you how we were able to manage the attraction during the courtship, and she did not do a lot of that.
Before. I didn't do any of that
Of that, yeah. And spoiler alert, we did not kiss until the pastor said,
you may kiss the bride.
So how were we able to do that? I know there are a few people here who it was very easy for. You people are spiritual, very deep.
Just feel
the Holy Spirit is
of
like enveloped you. So when you're looking at each other, you only pray and read your Bible. You guys were not attracted, but we were not like that. So how were we able to keep ourselves from doing this? We'll be telling you that in our next video. So Thank you for watching to the end of this video. Please, if you have not liked it already, like it, and click on the subscribe button. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe so that you'll be able to know, you will be able to follow this channel, and click on that notification bell so that you will know when we post our next video, so that you will not have to be waiting for your friends to put it on their status. All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. We love you.
We love you so much.
See you in our next video.
Bye.
Bye.
Marry your temptation.